It's the story that's riveted people around the world, and tonight the mission to rescue the boys trapped in a flooded cave in Thailand is entering its final stage. As we go to air, divers have already brought out the first of the remaining 4 boys still trapped with their soccer coach after successfully rescuing 8 boys over the past 2 days. ABC correspondent Anne Barker joins us now live from the scene. And Anne, what's the latest you're hearing there?
Ellen. You're right, Ellen. We've had confirmation in about the last half hour that the first of the group of 5 coming out today has indeed been brought outside the cave. We assume it is a boy because there is speculation that the coach will be the last person to come out of those 5. But we don't know which boy it is, but we do know that this group includes the youngest boy in the group, the 11-year-old boy. So at this stage, he's potentially in an ambulance going from the cave site to the hospital. It was regarded as a bit risky to use a helicopter simply because there's been so much rain today. So the crews on the ground at the hospital are keenly looking out for an ambulance coming by very soon.
Right. It's an extraordinary effort, as you say. Monsoonal rains again overnight there, but at the same time these rescuers undertaking this terribly difficult mission are getting quicker and quicker at it.
That's right. They actually said today might be the longest rescue attempt, simply because there are 5 of them. The coach has been regarded to be one of the weakest in that group. The 11-year-old boy is the youngest. But in fact, the timing of this first boy is very much in line with what we saw last night. And they have been getting more efficient. They say that it was, they're becoming more familiar with the drill of taking the boys through these long submerged passageways. So if the first boy has come through already, then that bodes well for the others. And with a bit of luck, in a couple of hours, we will see the rest.
It's an extraordinary thing, isn't it? The prospect that the end of this rescue mission might be in sight. How are the boys in hospital faring?
Well, they're doing pretty well. There were 2 groups came out yesterday and the day before. They've had fairly extensive medical checks. They've found that 2 boys show signs of a lung infection, potentially pneumonia, but it's very early in that infection stage. All the boys are on antibiotics, so hopefully that would nip that in the bud. 1 boy came out of the cave with a very low heart rate, but that has apparently already normalised. All of the boys had low body temperatures when they came out, but again, it wasn't hypothermia, even though the waters in there are very, very cold. They used machines to warm them up. They're all on antibiotics, and they've had blood tests to see whether they've caught any of the nasty diseases they could catch. They all had very high white blood cell counts, which is an indication that they've at least come up against some nasty bugs without necessarily translating into illness. So they're going to be kept for a week in the hospital, and we'll know hopefully in the next couple of days whether they've passed those blood tests.
And we are out of time, Anne, but I think one indication of how they're faring is that they're being allowed to have chocolate on toast. Is that right? Just confirm that for us.
That's right. Apparently the doctors relented because so many boys asked for it. I don't know how nutritional that is, but certainly these are children we're talking about. So
it's a good sign. Thanks so much for your reporting. Thanks, Anne.
Thanks, Ellen.